Welcome to Chris Veve Journey, where I take you on the trip to Veve, always as an adventurer, never as a financial advisor, so please invest with caution. And yeah, today I want to double down on that last statement. Please invest with caution. I get a lot of messages, especially on Facebook and on my YouTube channel, so where people ask about advice, and I'm glad to help. I'm happy to do that. You can always ask me something. I will try to reach you and yeah, give you my opinion on stuff. But please, I'm not a crypto guru. I'm not Mr. Know-it-all. Always keep in mind that this is just an opinion from a collector, from an artist. I'm not really big in the crypto scene, haven't been. I know quite a bit about NFTs, but I only knew it because I'm working on my own comic book and I want to release NFTs for that comic book. So it's more the view of an artist on the NFT scene. I really just started investing with Veve, and that is about a month ago. So I'm not really big into it. So I gladly let you know everything that I know about comics, tell you about my experience in the comic scene, all this stuff. But keep in mind, this is just one view, just one side of the story. Please go and also spend time with other YouTubers. There's a lot of people that talk about Veve. Please invest some time in that and always go with your gut. I think that is the best advice I can give. If I say something, if I give you an advice and your gut feels different, go rather with that. Most likely it's the better idea to do that. Yeah, with that out of the way, there's two things I want to talk about today. That is my SpiderMan drop, what I got, my results, and a current news from Veve. We didn't get any further news. I'm pretty sure as soon as I upload this video, we will have another news. But yeah, that's just what it is, and I will talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, for today, it's the news, my drop results, and then I will talk a little bit about different ways of collecting comics, because for now, all we see on Veve is collecting floppies. So that's what we call single issues, but there's so much other stuff comic book collectors love to collect, and I want to show you some stuff of that, give you a little insight how that stuff looks, and yeah, make you think about how Veve could also implement it into their collectible scene. Yeah, so let's start right away with the browser view. So here it is. So that was the SpiderMan drop today. I got two. I use three devices. It's me, my wife, and my kid. So we scored twice. So the first one was delivered pretty quick, within 30 minutes, 45 minutes max, and that was a common. After that, I went into the marketplace and bought the rare 2 times because I love the rare. So yeah, I guess I bought a little bit expensive. I bought it for around, yeah, one was almost 150, the other was around 130, which is expensive. I've been collecting all the rares from the Veve exclusive covers, and it's pretty much always the same. So they start out at around 100, then they go up to 150, and then they go down again up to 90 and $100 at some point. So it doesn't make much sense to buy in the 150 range, in my opinion, and I still do it. And that's for two reasons. First, I want to have the experience. I don't know, I want to be present in the moment. I want to have that experience. I want to buy it while it's hot. And yeah, I'm looking to get a nice deal in that moment, but surely a half an hour or an hour later, it's no longer a really good deal. But I do it anyway, so I get it. The thing is, I'm not making a bad deal because I'm not selling one day later. So I have two of those now. I will sell one within the next few days, weeks, months even, I don't know. And I will sell to a profit. I'm totally sure about it because they always go up to 150. At least that's my 4 weeks of experience is what says that. And I'm just sure that that will keep being a part of the drops, that we will see them rise and fall and then they rise up again pretty surely. Yeah, so I'm not making myself mad over this. So yeah, if you want to be smart, wait a little longer and get it a little bit cheaper. If you don't care too much, if you're just so much a collector at heart like I am, yeah, you don't mind spending a little bit more and yeah, having something that is worth the same a little bit later on. I mean, it's a little bit of FOMO too. This one was the cover I wanted the most, to be honest. From all the Veve exclusive covers they had, I really wanted to have the Fantastic 413 one because I thought that was pretty special because it was the first. And I usually go for the rares because the ultra rares are a little bit expensive for my budget. So I go for the rares rather. And yeah, the Fantastic 413 was very special because it was the first. This is very special because it's Mark Bagley. It's simple as that. It's a Mark Bagley cover. I want to have it. So that's why I needed to get it. Yeah, so much for that. Food for thought, I guess. So the second is news. You can actually get another EDO. There's a chance to get an EDO. They giving away 10 EDOs. And this is from Veve itself. So it's not some scammy website or whatever. It's actually Veve themselves that give away the EDO. So you just click on the giveaway right here. Yeah. So you give your email address, your username, you agree to the rules after you read the rules, I suppose. Then you have to do that little captcha thing. And then you have a chance to get another EDO, or at least one EDO. Pretty cool. And I will surely be there and also try my luck. I mean, I'm honest, I don't want an EDO. I will simply trade it or sell it and buy something else with it. But yeah, it's just easy money. If you win, it doesn't take too much time. You get a second chance, I guess, or another ticket to win the EDO if you, I guess you have to share on Twitter. I can't see it here right now, but that's what I read. I think you can share it on Twitter and get another ticket to win another EDO. Pretty cool. So make sure you do that. You have 5 days left, maybe 4 when you see this video. Who knows? So that is so much for the news part. And yeah, so let's go to something else. Let's go back to this booth. So I want to talk about all the stuff you could also do with comics and also digital reading of comics. I just need to rearrange some stuff here because I had arrangement before and this is my second video, so it's all upside down right now. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's start with this. You already know this. This is a graded comic book. This is like mostly how you can connect to the Veve comic books. It's a single issue comic book. It has a grade right here. It's a 9.6. Sadly not a 9.8. I was really hoping it was a 9.8, but yeah, it turned out to be a 9.6. So one thing that is different here, I mean the 9.6, you can, I don't know, maybe you can say mint numbers are pretty much like it because 9.6 is the condition of the book. So 9.6 is pretty perfect. 9.8 is what most consider as almost perfect. It's like a VS diamond. So, and there's some occasions where you have a 9.9 or even a 10.0. But these are so rare that you usually go with the 9.8. That's mostly the indicator about how expensive a book could be. So this is just the 9.6, missed it by a little bit. And what's special about this book is it is actually signed by Scott Snyder. So that was the writer on the book, pretty important writer. And this label, this yellow label, actually says it's signed and it had a witness while it was being signed. So the signing is verified. That is something maybe Veve had a chance to do. I'm not sure how they would do that, but there is, I guess, a possibility that they could sign the pieces. That would be pretty dope. That would be interesting because I really like my stuff signed. It's really special. So let's get to the next one. This is an oversized book, like an album format. So it's not pretty big, but it's a complete story. And as you can see, the artwork is pretty great on this one. So this is Alex Ross artwork, and you know Alex Ross artwork from the Marvel's One comic. That's an Alex Ross book. So he's not exactly a comic book artist because he's really, there's not a lot of panels that you can see there. It's mostly real paintings that are used during a narrative. So it's pretty awesome. Can Veve do anything with that? I have no idea. I mean, as long as you're not in the Veveverse, size doesn't matter because you can zoom and scale in every direction. So I don't know. I have no idea how Veve can make this work. But there's still other stuff. I mean, those album formats are pretty special anyway. So this is the regular size book. And maybe you can see how big the album format is. So this is really a difference. So this is a special variant cover. It's Miles Morales Spider-Man, and he's designed as Captain America. So this wasn't even part of the book. It's just a fun variant cover. I thought it was awesome enough that I bought it. Pretty cool, pretty dope. And this is something Veve could try to get. So this is a paperback, and paperback has the advantage of having a complete story. Usually there's a lot of more content in there. Okay, so that wasn't pretty sharp. So here you go. By the way, this is Star Wars. Star Wars comics are pretty banging right now, and Star Wars comics are distributed by Marvel. Maybe that's an interesting thought. Marvel had, so if they have a deal with Marvel, there shouldn't be any problem to distribute Marvel Star Wars comics. This is actually signed by Mark Brooks, the guy who designed the cover. Awesome artist also. So these are usually in the real world, they are not scarce. They are widely available most of the time in Germany, sometimes not as much as available, and then they rise in price. But in the US, usually pretty available. Not a big problem. So that is pretty cool. That is a full book. And Veve could go with those, give them a special cover, and then you have complete stories. And maybe those could be in a, yeah, let's say a higher mint size. So available for most people to get it. Then they have the advantage of having a complete story. It's easier to get, and the interesting flipper part keeps with the floppies, with the single books issues, not books, issues. So that's an interesting thought. Also, a way of having these signed is interesting. The way to do this also is something like this. This is a hardcover. And these are all German hardcovers. I'm sorry, I took almost all the books are German books. So this is a Death of Superman hardcover. As you can hear, it's pretty hardcover. And these are usually more scarce. I think this one was limited to 555 pieces. So this is pretty much what it would be. Like if they want to limit it, they can give it a special cover, limited, but not limited as much as the single issues. That would be interesting. So for comic collectors, it would be really fun, especially if they manage that you can read a little bit better on the book. So this is the Death of Superman story right here. And what I got here is even more special. So this is a little sketch done by the artist Dan Jurgens. I also have an original page by Dan Jurgens from one of his comics. So those could be also be distributed via Veve by the artists. That would be pretty great. We already have some digital artists that work purely digital, that do great work, and they also work in a way that is not easy to reproduce as a physical piece. So there are artists out there. I mean, in my opinion, Jorge Jimenez, he's working on the current Batman run. He's so great and he's awesome as a digital artist. And he's one of those artists, I rather have a sketch, a drawing, or even an original page as an NFT. I have it rather than getting one of his physical drawings, because his physical drawings are so different. He's awesome. He's an awesome artist also when he does physical work, but I would rather enjoy having an NFT from Jorge Jimenez. Awesome guy. So right here, also something. So these are called blank variants. So this is Detective Comics number 1000. And this is the blank variant. So that is the book. It's the whole book, the whole issue. But this cover is made to be so that you can draw on it. So you can meet your favorite artist and have him draw whatever on this piece. That is something that could be done like in a commission style. They could offer, they could even drop it like a blind box. So you could try to get a ticket, and if you win, he will do a digital drawing on a blank variant. Wouldn't that be awesome? I'd be dying to get something like this. So, and this looks in the end something like this. Those are drawings I have done on blank variants. So this is Batman Beyond. Not really satisfied with the look of Batman Beyond here, but yeah. But you can see there's a lot of ways that you can produce actual backgrounds and all, so it can look like a finished piece. And this one you might know, oops, it's the Batman Who Laughs. We have a collectible of the Batman Who Laughs in the Veve marketplace, and yeah, I have no idea why he's so cheap. Still, I mean, he doubled his price in the last few weeks, but he's still way too cheap. This is a really known character. I actually have, you can see it, but there's a statue of him. Barely recognizable now, but I have a statue of him and I draw him. He's so great. Like, he's really known with DC comic fans. So that is awesome ways that they could offer. And they would be the first to offer it. This is something special. They would be the first that actually offer it. There are artists on Portion.io. I'm also listed as an artist on Portion.io, but I haven't released any NFTs yet. I'm still working on my own creator-owned book, 6 Degrees of Freedom. And when I release that one, then I will have NFTs for that, like original art as NFTs. That's the whole idea. That's how I found out about NFTs as an artist, not as a collector or not as an investor. So yeah, about that. If you want to read digital, I can really tell you, reading digital is great. So this is Samsung Tab S7 FE. That's a 12-inch tablet, and the software is called Comixology. And Comixology has a vast library of digital comics. Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, they have it. They have all this stuff. They also work with pretty good writers and artists on Comixology originals, so they have their own stuff going on. So if you look here, you can see recently purchased 150 of 1000, and this is only because it stops at 1000. I have over 1000 books in my Comixology. If you're in the US, you even can have a subscription. That is way better than us Europeans. We have to buy all the stuff, but you can have a monthly subscription fee that is pretty cheap and can read a lot of the stuff. I mean, DC is even, they have DC Universe when you're in the US, so you can even get that also a subscription and get your DC stuff so soon. Marvel also offers something similar. So yeah, very different approaches to the same thing. But yeah, you can read digital, and the 12-inch tablet actually is almost the same size as now I lost my app. So it's almost the same size as a comic book issue, as a regular comic book issue, and the Samsung Tab S7 FE. So it's actually quite affordable, costs about half of the price of a 12-inch iPad, and yeah, you got a 12-inch display. You can even draw on this thing. I actually draw on it because it runs the same software that I use on my computer to draw my comics. So awesome, really awesome. And if you want to read, it's pretty easy. It looks great. I really enjoy reading digital comics more than physical ones. Physical ones are great, and I have quite a bunch of them. There's I don't know, over 10 long boxes full of comics behind me. But reading on these things is so easy. You have all your collection in easy reach. It's awesome quality. You don't need any light because this thing is glowing by itself. And it has something it's called guided view that is so awesome because you can literally go through the panels. It's so easy to make it work. It slides through the panel, so easy to read, so easy to go through it. I'm going backwards right here. So yeah, right. And you can even change the position and have it in this size. So super awesome to read on these things. Pretty cheap also. So if you really want to get into reading comics and don't want to rely on the few books you have at Veve, I can tell you that Comixology or the DC Comics app, the Marvel Unlimited subscription, DC Universe subscription, all this stuff is really great for reading comics. Also, if you have Kindle, you can also read comics on Kindle, and with an Amazon Prime subscription, you also have free stuff to read. So there's a lot of free stuff out there also that you can read in comics. Awesome. And something I forgot to tell you, these more than 1,000 books that I have, it doesn't mean issues. It doesn't mean single issues. Among those books are something like this. This is a 1,400 plus page omnibus. This is the Death and Return of Superman omnibus. This is an awesome piece. I love to have this. I mean, it's special to have a physical piece like this. It's awesome. This is one of the most important books and stories of my childhood. And it's pretty special to me. And I have this book in various variations. I mean, I have this book, this big one, and yeah, this one is actually the same story. And I got another 2 of those. So yeah, I got it a lot. I love collecting this stuff. Yeah, but you can see having a digital means having it in reach all the time. You just download something from your collection and just go ahead and read it. If you don't want it, you just erase it, delete it, and get another book. They're usually not as expensive as physical copies, but that depends. If you get sales, in the sales, they always have sales, or even the subscription. I mean, you in the States, you have the subscription. That's super awesome. That's the cheapest way to read almost anything. Yeah, so much for that. I hope that was insightful and you see the differences and stuff Veve could also go into the direction they could go into. That would be awesome to see. I mean, I don't know. I think there's so much more possibility here. Original comic book pages. I think they really on it. There was already some commissions done, and I'm not sure if there was even some original pages that some artist already did, but they didn't it in a licensed way. That's why Marvel and DC stepped in and told their artists they are not supposed to sell any NFTs, which I wasn't really a fan of. That's how I really got into the whole space quite a bit, because I thought that wasn't a nice thing to do. Because artists always sold their original pages, and artists always sold commissions from all these DC and Marvel characters. It was a way to get extra income, because the payment you get from Marvel and DC is pretty bad, actually. It's not the best payment. If you're a starter at Marvel, you get a page rate of $100, so that's like $2,200 a month. And you work more than 8 hours a day. So it's not the greatest payment. If you're really successful, you can get way better page rates, and yeah, it's great, but usually you don't. And yeah, you need that extra income, and they took this extra income away from the digital artists by saying they are not supposed to sell their NFTs. Looking at Veve now, it starts to make sense that they said, okay, you can do that. That's a you break the IPs. There has to be licensed stuff, and we don't even know how long Veve was in talks with DC and Marvel, so I can see some reason for that now. I just hope they find a way to have the artists participate as well. I mean, of course, I have to say that I'm an artist myself, and that's one of the reasons why I really like to work on my own book. I will surely let you know if that one is ready. Issue 1 will be for free anyway, so yeah, I'll let you guys know. That's about it for today. And I hope you had some fun. I hope it was interesting to see all the stuff and think about how different all the stuff could be handled and what else Veve could have in store for us. And yeah, I would love to see you guys again. If you liked the video, found it interesting or entertaining or whatever, leave a like. If you want to see more, of course, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to leave a dislike even if you didn't like it. But if you really want to, I mean, then okay, then I've done something wrong, and I earned it, I guess. So with that said, I'm out of here, and yeah, good luck if you do the EDO giveaway. I wish you good luck with that. Also good luck with any upcoming drops, and hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.